Marcus stood at the airport terminal, holding a boarding pass to New York. His finger hovered over his phone screen, showing a headline, Sophia Chen announces engagement to tech CEO. He closed his eyes. 7 years ago, she had destroyed his heart, calling him a failure. Now he was worth $2.3 billion, and nobody knew it. Not even her. He smiled coldly. Today, he would buy a stake in her family's company. By tomorrow, she would bow before him. But as he read the fine print, he discovered something that made his blood run cold. Her new fiancée wasn't who he claimed to be. And Sophia wasn't the woman who rejected him anymore. She was trapped. And Marcus had a choice to make. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps us reach more amazing viewers like you. Marcus had planned the proposal for 3 months. He saved every penny from his job at the tech startup, working 60-hour weeks. The ring cost him 2 months of his salary. He couldn't afford anything fancy, just a simple diamond on a silver band, but it came from his heart. He proposed in the rain outside their favorite coffee shop. Sophia laughed. Not the joyful laugh he expected, but a cruel one. "Marcus, are you serious?" she said, pulling her hand away. "Look around. Everyone here is someone. Successful people. People with futures. What can you offer me? A cramped apartment? Student loans? My parents already warned me about you." Her words cut deeper than any knife. "I love you," Marcus whispered. "Love doesn't pay bills," she snapped. "My fiancé needs to be someone important. Someone with money. Someone who can give me the life I deserve. You're just ordinary. You'll always be ordinary." She walked away without looking back, leaving the ring in his palm. Marcus stood in the rain for an hour, water streaming down his face. He couldn't tell if it was tears or rainfall anymore. That night he made a decision. He would become extraordinary. He would build an empire. And when he returned, she would regret every word. He left the city without saying goodbye. 7 years passed like a blur. Marcus moved to Silicon Valley with nothing but his coding skills and broken dreams. He worked for a small tech company, creating innovative software solutions that nobody seemed to care about. But Marcus was different. He didn't give up. At night, he coded. He built an app, a simple one at first, a platform that connected freelancers with businesses. It was basic, but it worked. Within 2 years, it grew beyond his wildest imagination. Investors came knocking. By year 5, Marcus was a millionaire. By year 7, he was worth $2.3 billion. But success didn't fill the hole in his chest. He worked constantly, pushing away anyone who tried to get close. His team thought he was a robot, efficient, brilliant, but emotionless. They didn't know he was running from his past. Then, one ordinary Tuesday, Marcus saw her name in a business magazine. Sophia Chen had started her own fashion company. It was doing well, but the market was tough. The article mentioned her engagement to David Sterling, the CEO of a major tech corporation. Marcus read that name 3 times. Something felt wrong. He hired investigators. What he discovered shocked him. David Sterling wasn't who he claimed to be. His wealth was built on illegal investments and money laundering. Sophia had no idea. She thought she was marrying a successful entrepreneur. In reality, she was walking into a trap. Marcus felt something unexpected. He felt protective of her. Marcus bought a one-way ticket to New York. His hands shook as the plane descended. Below him lay the city where his heart was shattered. Now, he was coming back as a completely different person. Not to destroy. Not to make her suffer. He still wasn't sure what he wanted. His first move was strategic. He called an old friend, James, who worked in investment banking. "I need to buy a stake in Chen Fashion Company," Marcus said. Quietly. "Nobody should know it's me." "That's Sophia Chen's company, right?" James asked, surprised. "Why?" "I have my reasons," Marcus replied. Within weeks, Marcus owned 15% of Sophia's company. He did it through shell companies and trusted associates. His name never appeared publicly. To the world, a mysterious investor had appeared, quietly buying shares. Sophia would have no idea it was him. Marcus booked a suite at the Ritz-Carlton and watched the city lights from his window. He pulled up her Instagram. She looked happy in her photos with David, but Marcus had learned to read people. There was tension in her smile, fear in her eyes. He wanted to help her, but he also wanted her to suffer. The conflict tore at him. The next morning, Marcus attended a board meeting of Chin Fashion Company, sitting silently in the back. When Sophia walked in, she froze. She didn't recognize him at first. 7 years had changed him completely. He was taller, stronger, his face shaped by years of stress and success. His confidence filled the room like electricity. Their eyes met for just a second. Then she looked away. The board meeting lasted 2 hours. Marcus said nothing. He simply observed. He watched how Sophia led the company with intelligence and passion. She was brilliant, far more brilliant than he remembered. His rejection of her seemed even more tragic now. But he also saw the problem. Her company was hemorrhaging money. The financial projections were terrible. Without intervention, Chen Fashion would collapse within 18 months. After the meeting, Sophia approached him. "I don't think we've met," she said, extending her hand. "I'm Sophia Chin." Marcus shook her hand. Her touch felt like electricity. He had to force himself to let go. "I know who you are," he said quietly. Sophia frowned. "Have we met before?" "No," he lied. "But I've done my research." She studied his face, trying to place him. He could see the confusion in her eyes. Part of him wanted to reveal himself, to see her face when she realized it was him. But that would be selfish. So he stayed silent. "Can I ask why you're investing in my company?" Sophia asked. "You haven't said a word in the entire meeting." "I believe in your vision," Marcus said. "I think you can be great. But you need help." "I don't need help from anyone," Sophia said, her old arrogance surfacing. "Yes, you do," Marcus replied. "Your company is failing. Your fiancé is using you. And you're too blind to see either." Sophia's face turned red. "How dare you?" "I'm sorry," Marcus interrupted, and he meant it. "That was unfair. But I'm right and you know it." Sophia walked away without responding. That evening, Marcus hired a private investigator to dig deeper into David Sterling. What he found was worse than expected. David wasn't just running illegal operations, he was a predator. He had 3 previous girlfriends, all from wealthy families. All of them had ended their engagement suddenly, and all had transferred millions to David's accounts before disappearing from the public eye. Sophia was next. The investigator also found something else. David had hired someone to acquire compromising photographs of Sophia. He planned to use them as leverage to force her to sign over her company to him, then disappear. Marcus felt rage like he'd never felt before. This wasn't about his broken heart anymore. This was about protecting someone from a predator. He called Sophia. She didn't answer. He called again. Nothing. At 2 a.m., Marcus made a decision. He drove to Sophia's apartment. He used a spare key he'd somehow never thrown away. A key from when they were together. It fit perfectly. Sophia was asleep on her couch, her phone dark beside her. On her laptop, Marcus found the emails. David had sent her photographs, edited ones, but convincing, showing Sophia in compromising positions. The message was clear: sign over the company or they go public. Marcus felt his old wound reopen. But instead of rage at Sophia, he felt rage at the world for being so cruel to good people. He took screenshots of everything and uploaded it to a secure cloud. Then he left a note. "Check your email tomorrow morning. Everything you need to know about David is there. This isn't from me. It's from someone who cares." He didn't sign it. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the family. It really helps the channel grow. Sophia woke to see the note. She read it with confusion, then opened her email. What she found made her sick. The photographs. The emails from David with investigators. The contracts prepared to seize her company. She called the police immediately. By noon, David Sterling was arrested. The story made national headlines. Sophia's name was everywhere, but she handled it with grace. In interviews, she talked about being a victim but refused to play the victim. She spoke about her company's future with strength. Marcus watched from a distance, proud and heartbroken all at once. That evening, Sophia received a visitor at her apartment. A woman she didn't recognize. The woman handed her an envelope. "Someone asked me to give this to you," the woman said, and left. Inside was a cashier's check for $50 million and a letter in elegant handwriting. "Sophia, I have bought a significant stake in your company. I believe in your vision. Use this money to make your dreams real. You deserve success. You deserve happiness. You deserve someone who sees your worth without hesitation. I'm sorry I couldn't be that person when it mattered. A friend." Sophia read the letter 3 times, confused. Who could this be? Over the next month, the mysterious investor, Marcus, guided Sophia's company through a transformation. He remained silent, attending meetings but never speaking. His presence alone commanded respect. Through carefully placed suggestions and strategic advice, he helped Sophia restructure her business. The company's revenue began to grow. Investors noticed. The media noticed. Soon, Chen Fashion was being hailed as the comeback story of the year. Sophia started to suspect that the mysterious investor might be someone she knew. There was something familiar about him. The way he watched her during meetings. The way he seemed to know exactly what she needed before she asked. One day, she asked him directly, "Who are you really?" Marcus turned to face her. For a moment, he almost told her the truth. He could see the question in her eyes, the desperate need to understand this connection between them. "Does it matter?" he asked instead. "Yes," Sophia said. "Because there's something I need to tell you." She looked terrified. Marcus's heart raced. "I remember you," Sophia continued. "I've been trying to figure out from where. But I think I know now. You're Marcus, aren't you?" Marcus didn't deny it. There was no point. "Yes," he said quietly. Sophia's face went pale. She sat down slowly. 7 years. You've been gone for 7 years. And now you come back as this billionaire investor? How is this possible?" "I worked," Marcus said simply. "I built something. Something that mattered." "You did this for me?" Sophia asked, her voice trembling. "You came back because of what I said?" "What I did." Marcus wanted to lie. Instead, he told the truth. "At first, I wanted to prove you wrong. I wanted to show you that I could become someone important. But then I realized something. I didn't do it for you. I did it for myself. And when I came back and discovered what was happening to you, I couldn't just watch." Sophia began to cry. "I've thought about you so much over the years. I've regretted what I said. I was so shallow, so cruel. And you became exactly what I said I wanted. But you didn't come back to punish me." "No," Marcus said. "But I did come back thinking I wanted to." "Why didn't you?" "Because when I saw you again," Marcus said, "I realized I still loved you." Sophia looked at him with tears streaming down her face. "Marcus, Before she could finish, her phone rang. It was an unknown number. She answered. Her face went white. "What?" she whispered. "No. That's not possible. He's in prison." She hung up and looked at Marcus with fear in her eyes. "That was the police," she said. "David Sterling has escaped custody. He's disappeared. They think he's coming after me." Marcus's protective instinct kicked in immediately. He moved Sophia to a secure location, a penthouse he owned under an assumed name. Nobody knew about it. It was designed for situations exactly like this. "Don't worry," Marcus said. "He can't touch you here." But David was clever. More clever than they realized. Over the next week, he left messages. Threats. He sent packages to Sophia's office containing her childhood photographs and objects from her apartment. He was showing her that he could reach her anywhere. Marcus hired security experts. They tracked David's movements, but it was like chasing a ghost. He used burner phones and fake identities. He had resources neither Marcus nor the police expected. Then Marcus discovered something terrifying. David's uncle was a powerful man in organized crime. David had connections to people far more dangerous than anyone realized. "We need to move you," Marcus told Sophia. "Move me where?" Sophia asked. "He'll find me anywhere." Marcus realized what he had to do. He had to bring David out into the open. He had to make David come to him. Marcus called a press conference. He announced that he was the mysterious investor behind Chin Fashion Company. He revealed his identity. He told the story, not of vengeance, but of love. He told the world about Sophia and their past. He made himself a target. Within 24 hours, David reached out. He wanted to meet Marcus alone. No security. No police. Sophia begged Marcus not to go. "If he hurts you," she said, I can't lose you again." Marcus held her close. "I have to do this. Not for you. For myself. I need to know I can protect what matters." Marcus met David in an abandoned warehouse by the docks. David wasn't alone. He had 3 men with guns. But Marcus hadn't come unprepared. Every corner of the warehouse had hidden cameras. Every moment was being recorded and sent to the FBI. Marcus wore a wire. Everything David said would be used against him. "You think you're smart," David said, circling Marcus like a predator. "But you're just a fool in love. You'll always be second best to me." "Maybe," Marcus replied calmly. "But at least I'm honest about who I am." David pulled a gun. "She could have been mine. She still can be. And when I'm done with her, I'll leave her just like I left the others. Destroyed." Marcus didn't move. "No, you won't." "Why?" David laughed. "What are you going to do? You're just one man." The warehouse door burst open. Federal agents poured in, weapons drawn. David's men dropped their guns immediately. David tried to run, but Marcus was faster. He tackled David to the ground. As David was being arrested, he looked at Marcus with pure hatred. "You think this ends? You think you've won? I have friends in places you can't imagine. This is far from over." David was arrested, but his words haunted Marcus. For 3 weeks, nothing happened. It was the silence that scared Marcus the most. He hired more security. He moved Sophia to yet another location. Then the attacks began. Sophisticated ones. Hacking into his company's servers. Attempts on his life. An explosion at one of his buildings. David's connections went deeper than anyone knew. Sophia wanted to leave Marcus. She couldn't bear the thought of him in danger because of her. "Let me go," she begged. "We can disappear. He'll lose interest." "No," Marcus said firmly. "I'm not losing you again." But the situation was becoming impossible. Marcus realized he needed to go on the offensive. He used his resources to trace David's connections. What he discovered shocked him. David's uncle, the organized crime boss, was also the godfather of Marcus's own father. Marcus had a family connection he never knew about. He arranged a meeting with his godfather. It was tense, uncomfortable, and deeply personal. Marcus explained everything. "This man," the godfather said about David, "is a liability. He's brought heat. He's brought the FBI. He's brought chaos. In our world, such people are dealt with." Within a month, David Sterling disappeared. Not to prison. Disappeared. The authorities never found him. But the threats stopped. With David gone, Marcus and Sophia finally had peace. They moved into Marcus's penthouse together. For the first time in years, Marcus felt like he could breathe. But something was wrong. Sophia grew distant. She would stare out the window for hours. She barely touched the expensive meals Marcus prepared. She seemed like she was disappearing. "What's wrong?" Marcus finally asked. I feel like you saved me, Sophia said quietly. But I don't know if you saved me because you love me or because you needed to prove something to yourself. What do you mean? Marcus asked, confused. You came back, Sophia continued, not to build a life with me. You came back to make a point, to show me I was wrong about you. Even now, I feel like I'm part of your revenge fantasy. Like I'm the prize you earned after becoming successful. Marcus felt his heart break. Because she was right. I don't know, he admitted. When I left this city 7 years ago, I was angry. I was hurt. And yes, I wanted to prove you wrong. But Sophia, over time, that changed. I built my empire because it drove me forward. But I came back because I still loved you. Did you? Sophia asked. Or did you come back because you loved the idea of me? The idea of having power over me? They sat in silence for hours. Sophia moved out the next day. She took nothing from Marcus except the key to her company. She wanted to build her success on her own terms, without his help, without his money, without his shadow. It broke Marcus to watch her leave. For 6 months, they didn't speak. Sophia built her fashion company independently. She was brilliant. She didn't need Marcus's money or his guidance. She became the woman she was always meant to be, not the woman who relied on a man for validation, but the woman who found validation in herself. Marcus watched from a distance, proud and devastated. One day, Sophia's company surpassed the valuation of Marcus's fashion investments. The newspapers called her the self-made billionaire. The woman who had overcome adversity and betrayal to build her own empire. Marcus read every article. He felt nothing but pride. Then he received a letter in the mail. Sophia's handwriting. Dear Marcus, I wanted to thank you. Not for the money. Not for saving me. But for leaving me alone. For letting me become myself. I realized something in these months. I didn't fall out of love with you. I fell in love with the idea of your struggle. I fell in love with the man who could rebuild himself. And I realized I was in love with you, the real you, not the revenge fantasy or the billionaire savior. I want to try again. Not as the poor boy and the shallow girl, but as two equal people who have both built empires and now want to build a life together. Will you meet me? Sophia. Marcus read that letter 50 times. He wanted to run to Sophia. He wanted to hold her. But he was terrified. What if it was a mistake? What if she was just lonely? What if he couldn't be what she needed? He called James, his oldest friend and advisor. Go see her, James said simply. Stop being scared. You've built a $2.3 billion company. You've brought down organized criminals. You've survived heartbreak and transformed yourself. And now you're afraid of one woman? I'm afraid of losing her again, Marcus admitted. Then fight for her, James said. Not with money. Not with power. Fight with your heart. Sophia waited for Marcus at their old coffee shop. The same place where he had proposed 7 years ago. She was nervous, he could see it. She wore simple clothes, no makeup, just herself. When she saw him, she smiled. Hi, she said. Hi, Marcus replied. They talked for hours. About their pain. About their growth. About their fears. About their dreams. This time, there was no pretense. No games. Just two people being completely honest. I want to try again, Sophia said. But this time, it has to be different. We have to be partners. Equal. We have to build something together instead of for each other. Marcus took her hand. I would like that. 6 months later, Marcus and Sophia got married. Not because they were trying to prove anything. Not because they were running from something. But because they chose each other. They combined their companies, creating something revolutionary. Together, they built a fashion and technology empire that changed the world. They used their wealth to help others. To invest in startups founded by people society had rejected. To give chances to people like Marcus had been. On their wedding night, Marcus held Sophia close and whispered, I'm sorry it took so long. Don't be sorry, Sophia replied. If you had come back as you were, I would have destroyed you again. We both needed to become who we were always meant to be. We needed to shatter. We needed to rebuild. We needed to learn that love isn't about completing each other. It's about growing alongside each other. Marcus kissed her forehead. Below them, the city lights twinkled like diamonds. The city that had rejected him. The city that had broken his heart. The city where he had learned that success wasn't about proving anything to anyone. It was about becoming the person you wanted to be. And finding someone worth becoming that person for. Please, don't forget to like, comment and share this video to your family and friends. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps us reach more amazing viewers like you. Thank you.